Most people are not overwhelmed because life is unusually hard. They're overwhelmed because they were trained to expect that it wouldn't be. We act surprised when hardship shows up, when progress stalls, when things don't resolve quickly, when discomfort lasts longer than we think it should. And that surprise is doing more damage than the hardship itself. Humans are built to live with hardship, not as a rare emergency, nor as a malfunction. It's a normal condition of being alive. Our bodies, minds, and social systems are designed for resistance. They expect effort, strain, frustration, delay, and long stretches where nothing improves and no solution appears. When those conditions are present, something important happens. The body organizes itself. Attention narrows, energy moves where it's needed, distraction falls away, priorities simplify. You stop asking whether something should be happening and focus on what needs to be done next. The response isn't a belief or a mindset, it's built in, but it only comes online when life pushes back. The goal is exposure, allowing difficulty to appear and pass while staying engaged. At this point, just a quick note about who's talking. I'm Doc Rock. I'm a psychotherapist and teacher. I spend most of my time working with competent, responsible adults who are doing everything right and still feel worn down, anxious, or quietly overwhelmed. My work is about helping people build lives that can actually carry difficulty instead of constantly fighting it. Also, the legal but honest disclaimer: watching YouTube does not diagnose you, treat you, or fix your life. This is education. If your house is on fire, don't watch a video about smoke detectors. Call the fire department. Same thing, consult your professionals. Back to the point. You see these principles everywhere. Muscles don't grow in comfort. Bone doesn't strengthen in ease. They adapt only when they're asked to carry more than they're used to. Stress is the signal. When that signal disappears, the body doesn't hold on to strength just in case. It lets it go. Muscles shrink, bones thin, not because something went wrong, but because the demand went away. The heart and lungs work the same way. They respond to exertion. When breathing becomes hard, capacity grows. When exertion is avoided, capacity shrinks. Over time, ordinary effort starts to feel exhausting. What changed wasn't the task, it was the training program. The same pattern shows up outside the body. Attention is trained by resistance. Focus is built by staying with boredom, confusion, and effort instead of running from them. When stimulation is constant and discomfort is always relieved, attention gets weaker. The mind learns that the moment something feels hard, it should be dropped. Even mild demands feel intolerable. Learning follows the same rule. Languages, technical skills, trades, writing, music, none of these develop smoothly. In fact, frustration is what triggers neurogenesis, or the formation of new neural pathways in the brain. Progress is uneven, errors repeat. Frustration is essential. When difficulty is expected, mistakes are treated like information. When smooth progress is expected, the same mistakes feel like failure. The difference isn't talent, it's preparation. Emotions work that way too. Fear, sadness, anger, uncertainty, they're all intense states, but they're not dangerous. The ability to carry them grows only by experiencing them. When discomfort is avoided every time it appears, sensitivity increases. The range of tolerable experiences shrink. What once felt manageable begins to feel overwhelming. This difference becomes obvious when you look at people and systems that expect hardship. If you're a general, do you want soldiers whose training assumes confusion, exhaustion, fear, and disorder, or one who's trained that everything should go smoothly all the time? All military training introduces hardship and chaos on purpose. Sleep is disrupted, stress is repeated, plans change without warning. The goal isn't comfort. The goal is to function where comfort isn't available. Skilled trades work that way too. The essence of a professional is someone who can produce excellent work in unideal situations. Do you want contracts that only hold up when everyone's getting along, or one that anticipates conflict? Situations fluctuate. Limits appear without warning. Those who persist plan their energy, build contingencies, and pace themselves. Avoidance shrinks life. Anticipation preserves engagement. Across all of this, one rule is consistent. Those who expect difficulty tolerate it better than those who are unprepared. Those who expect comfort can't. The alternative is exposure, allowing difficulty to appear and pass while staying engaged. This is where modern life creates trouble. We're quietly trained to expect ease. Fast solutions, smooth progress, immediate relief. Discomfort is treated as a signal that something's gone wrong and it has to be fixed right away. The distress isn't just hardship. It's the shock of encountering something that wasn't supposed to happen. That shock destabilizes the entire system. And that's why ordinary stressors now feel overwhelming. Not because they're unprecedented, but because they're unexpected. Here's a fun exercise. Pay attention to how often unprecedented is used over the course of a week in the media that you engage with. We have 6,000 years of recorded history. There's nothing that happens today that is unprecedented. When effort, loneliness, and frustration or uncertainty appear in a life structured around comfort, the response is panic, not adjustment. Avoiding hardship doesn't make people calmer, it makes them delicate. Systems that are never stressed lose the ability to regulate under stress. The absence of challenge doesn't produce peace, it produces sensitivity. You see it when muscles weaken, hearts lose capacity, attention fragments, pain tolerance drops, emotions become volatile, learning stalls, relationships fracture over minor conflict, and institutions grind to a halt under a little bit of pressure that they never expected to face. Hardship doesn't need to be hunted down and added into your life. Life supplies it generously. What we need is people and systems that have been trained to stay with it, to stay oriented, to keep going and remain functional while uncomfortable. When hardship is treated like it's abnormal, distress escalates. When hardship is expected, distress stays proportionate. It's not about toughness. It's not about denying pain. It's about aligning yourself with reality. Life is difficult. People who train for difficulty remain stable when it arrives. People who aren't trained will experience it as an emergency. Hardship isn't what breaks people. Being unprepared for it does. Here's one simple exercise for you to try. Once a day, pick one small task and do it without removing the friction you normally would. Some examples mean read something boring or dense without looking at your phone. Do a household chore without headphones, podcasts, or a distraction. Or sit with an unresolved decision for 5 minutes. Don't research, don't optimize, don't reassure yourself. Just sit with it. Continue a task for 5 minutes after the urge to stop appears. Have a mildly uncomfortable conversation without smoothing it over prematurely. So here are the rules. The task must be safe, must be ordinary, and it must be finite. The discomfort should be psychological, not heroic. No fixing the feeling while doing it. You're just enduring it. The task ends when the time ends, not when relief appears. This exercise trains 3 things simultaneously. Expectation. Difficulty is normal and survivable. Nervous system regulation. As arousal rises, organizes, and then settles, all that can happen without intervention. And then attention, staying oriented instead of escaping. These directly counter that learned reflex that discomfort equals emergency, which equals relief-seeking behavior. This is important. Pay attention. You are not adding hardship to your life. You're just removing the anesthesia. That distinction matters. The goal is exposure. Let difficulty appear and pass while you stay engaged. If this is useful to you, you can follow me on social media or join my mailing list. I send out updates, analysis, and evidence-based practices on the first Monday of each month. No spam, no funnels, no nonsense. Links are in the description. More important than following or subscribing, pay attention to what you're training yourself to expect. Life will teach you the lesson either way.